right, let's talk. Now, I've never in my life done WNBA talk. I don't like basketball. I don't like women's basketball or men's. I have no interest in the LGBTQ WNBA. I don't care about Caitlin Clark. I'm not even 100% sure that she's even a woman. I don't care about none of the other players. But when they decide to, Brittany Griner, I don't care. I've never watched a single dribble of the WNBA. And I will be able to go to my grave and say just that. But when they decide to take a topic like that and make it a national topic, I'm going to talk about it because they somehow made her polarizing and, and everything's about race and that she's privileged. They said she has pretty white girl privilege. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but I'm just going to tell you, I don't necessarily, she may have some kind of privilege. It ain't pretty white girl privilege. I just going to be 100% honest with you here. I don't find Caitlin Clark attractive. Now, look, everybody's got their own thing. I'm not telling you that you can't find her attractive. She ain't doing it for me, dog. I think the Reese girl from LSU, the black girl, I think she's more attractive than Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese, is that her name? Angel Reese, her rival. She's more attractive than Caitlin. So Caitlin may have some sort of privilege, like star athlete privilege. It ain't pretty white girl privilege. I mean, I hate to be mean about that, like somebody's daughter. I really do. She seems to be a really, really good person. But let's not get it twisted here. So Charmaline the God, what a stupid ass name. Charmaline the God has somehow been anointed the voice of black people the last few years. This is the equivalent of me being anointed the voice of all white people. He ain't got the educated chops for this, and neither do I. But I'm not on Bill Maher. Go find your space on the internet and on radio and know your role. So he's on Bill Maher, and I guess the setup for this is on Friday night, Bill Maher talked to Caitlin Clark with his guest Charmaline the God. Charmaline the God crumbles as Bill Maher counters him on Caitlin Clark. He says, Asia Wilson was the biggest thing when she came out of South Carolina, and she didn't get all that. Bill Maher says, okay, let's just let you listen to it. How about that? Seems like the path of least resistance here, not me reading it to you. It's definitely worth listening to.
But you don't think it's a problem that this young woman, there's so many examples where, I mean, black people are very marketable.
Well, ask yourself
and
this.
She seems to have been indoctrinated into this. They don't see it as marketable, so it doesn't matter how hard I work.
Well,
I don't think that's accurate or healthy. I mean, when people come into the league and they're like the biggest thing in college, isn't that a big deal?
No, because Asia Wilson was the biggest thing when she came out of South Carolina. That's where I'm from. So she was one of the biggest things when she came out of South Carolina, #1 draft pick. And she didn't get all of that. So what do you attribute that to?
I mean, you're saying that's racism.
No, I'm not saying it's racist. I'm just saying that I think Asia Wilson has a point. And I think sometimes when, black women say certain things, we should listen, especially her, because I'm not in her shoes.
I don't know. But why was Serena Williams such a big star? Because people like that. They didn't not watch her because she was black, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So where are we with this?
I don't know. I'm just sitting back observing the conversation, but I do think
you're in the conversation. What do you mean?
I'm not a woman.
You're in this conversation.
Now I would say I actually enjoy listening to Charmaline when he does shows like this, and I give him credit for stepping out and doing shows. Now, Bill Maher is not the beacon of conservatism by no means. He's a far left nut job, but he's come out lately too. And just like, man, we got to have common sense conversations. Now, he's got Trump derangement syndrome. That's fine. I got Joe Biden derangement syndrome. He's made me crazy. So I care a lot less now about who you're voting for. Can we have a rational conversation? Can you agree that up is up, down is down, left is right, left is left, right is right? We don't have to be on the same page politically, but we have to be able to say a man is a man, a woman is a woman. I have low expectations for being able to have a common sense conversation with folks. I really do. It does not take that much. Sharma Lane seems to be willing to have a common sense conversation with folks, but he got stumped there because he's kind of stuck in that. Well, Asia Wilson, they're mad that Caitlin Clark is popular. She just is. I mean, it's something about her struck gold with people. It's called it factor. I don't even think she has it. But, I mean, apparently she's a good basketball player. I still think it's boring as hell. They need to lower the rim some or something so they can dunk. But the general public seems to like her. And she's bringing eyeballs and putting butts in seats in the WNBA. And people are like bitter about it because they couldn't do it. Well, but you may make a name for yourself now that you have fresh eyeballs on you. It's like cut off your nose to spite your face. And one of the black NBA players made a comment. I don't remember her name. I'll have to go back and dig it up. She does not like all this new media attention on the WNBA. They wanted to be left in their little bubble, their little far left lesbian bubble. She's like, she thinks that they made a big difference in the Georgia election last time. Nobody did anything because a WNBA player told them to. You made no difference in anything. They think that they deserve more money. I saw Chris say, well, they paid their dues. Well, again, they're getting a paycheck for it. The WNBA loses millions and millions and millions of dollars every year because it's the DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion tax write-off for the NBA. You have Caitlin Clark coming in, and it's already set to lose $50 million this year, even with its increase in attendance, most eyeballs ever, all of that. Now, do I think it's really losing $50 million? No, I think it's a tax write-off. Like I just said, it's a diversity, equity, and inclusion tax write-off for the NBA. But it ain't making money. But they're expanding, so they can't sit here and lie to me either and say that it's really losing $50 million. So, I don't know. Again, slightly above my pay grade. But if you tell me you're losing $50 million this year and you're still doing it and you've never made a profit in your 30 years, something's fishy. I think the IRS probably needs to do an investigation into what's happening here, because I think you may be lying on your taxes. I mean, does that not make sense? Anyway, back to the girls, the players. Look, you chose to play a sport that people don't watch. You chose to play a sport that doesn't pay very well professionally in America. I don't think any of them make $100,000 a year on the court. That's a decision you made. I made a big boy decision when I decided to start doing this for a living, and I got out of the car business. This is a big boy decision. Great things could happen. I could get very popular. All it takes is one video to go super viral, and boom, you're made. I've had a couple of them do it, and it's worked out very well. But you got to do it consistently. Do I have that? Can I constantly hustle up advertisers? Go viral, make money on videos? I don't know. That's the risk I was willing to take. It's now or never. Now or never. So, but I know that. And I'm not mad that somebody don't want to pay me $1 million for advertising this year if I don't have a product that they can make $5 million back because they spent $1 million. Does that make sense? Like, I know you got to know your worth. You got to know what you're doing. Do you offer a return on investment? I feel like we do. I feel like more people are seeing that. The WNBA players, I don't know that they've chosen to do something that a lot of people don't watch. They're trying to watch. They want to watch, but they're trying to run people off because they're mad that they're watching for the white girl. Hell, we started watching the NBA for the black dude, Michael Jordan. I guess, Larry Bird and Magic really laid the groundwork for the Gen Xer to really get into. For the baby boomers, I think, as they were our age now, and the Gen Xers to really get into it. I think Larry played a huge role. That rivalry with Magic played a huge part. And then Michael Jordan, black dude, took it to the next level. So, and look, Jordan went through a lot of that. Bill Laimbeer and the Pistons and all them beating his ass and just being hell on him. I mean, they did not make it easy on him. If Caitlin Clark can win on the court and shut her haters up, she'll win. And Angela says, yes, let's be clear. MJ put butts in the seats. He did. And Caitlin Clark is doing that too, based on what I'm seeing. I think her and Angel Reese are going to be really, really good for the game. They got the opportunity to be the Magic and Larry of the WNBA. Bobby, did you ask my vaxxed? No. Hell no. Hell no. Vaxxed. I barely got my vaccinations at birth. I ain't got no damn vax. You got me effed up. See, and I don't know who, Angela, you said CC is doing the same thing. I don't even know who CC is. And dread taxation is theft, 100%. All right, so something else here. Let's zoom on along. I didn't think, Dread said it, because sports ball is a tragic waste of time. Well, anytime they can make it about the culture war, if you drag culture war into sports ball, I'll talk about it.